So, who wants to go trucking? Want to go trucking with me? We're playing 18-wheeler on the Sega Dreamcast, released in the year 2000 in arcades all over the world, and then a year later released on the Sega Dreamcast, and then I think later on the PS2 and the GameCube. This is the Dreamcast. It really made its mark. Well, it made its mark for me on the Dreamcast. It's a game that I owned back in the day, and I remember quite liking it. It's basically... let's choose our truck first. We've got Longhorn, Highway Cat, I think Asphalt Cowboy. He seems like the standard, the default. This is a game about trucking. Here's our rival trailer, Lizard Tail. It's basically Outrun, but with big 18-wheeler trucks. And you'll see that as we play more. So stage one, we're going from New York to Key West. We've basically got to get to the goal before our rival, and we can hit these little vans that give us a bit of extra time. But that's basically the game. We're going from A to B, and we're racing one rival, and going through the stages. It's very much an arcade game. This comes up time and time again with Dreamcast games. It's very simple. It's a very short game, very limited content. Very much an arcade game. Shift up. All right, okay. So you've got this gear system. It'll automatically go through gears 1 to 3, the low gears, and then you have to shift manually up to the high gear. So here's our rival, Lizard Tail. So one of the main mechanics in the game is slipstreaming. So you get behind another large vehicle, like a truck. Trying to do it here. Here we go. And there you go. You get a little speed boost, which is quite common in other games. You get a speed boost in all kinds of racing games, but it's almost essential in 18-wheeler. You really need to keep your speed up because the time limits are really, really strict. And again, I guess that comes from it being an arcade game. They don't want it to be too easy. They want you to keep putting your credits in. But you really need to master these stages because it's so strict. And you need to be hitting these time bonus vans as well. This just looks like a Sega game, isn't it? You cannot mistake this for any other game than a Sega arcade game. It's I was going to say it's Blue Skies, but we're currently looking at Sunset, so that's bollocks. Okay, we've got 18 seconds left. If you hit things, it does damage to your trailer, so you get less money at the end, which is score, I guess. So we're hitting a slipstream. You can see how tight this time is. I haven't really made any mistakes. And we got down to 4 seconds then, and then finished with 5 seconds to go. So, I mean, it's total outrun. Like it's kind of a racing game, but you're only racing one other person. It's more of a driving game. Oh, these. So between every stage, you have to do a parking challenge. And these first few ones are so easy. You just turn in one corner and sticking it in a big green box, basically. Let's get around here without bashing the truck. This couldn't be easier. Couldn't be easier. And I think you earn like upgrades for your truck. Oh, I did it. Hey. You got the horn. I have the horn. The horn power up. So you can beep your horn to try and make people move out of the way. Okay, got a different load this time. The inner truck view, this one, is the default really. And that's because some of the other trailers that you have to pull, they block so much of the screen that you really need to stay with this view. Oh, here he is. Here's Lizard Tail. Always the same. Always on every stage. So it's, oh, yeah, that's oncoming traffic. That's definitely oncoming traffic. Squeeze through there. It's quite cool. Like, it's quite an exciting game, and it's totally Sega. It's just like so many of these Sega arcade games on Dreamcast. It's so light on content. There's like maybe 5 stages in it, and that's kind of the whole game. It's got these parking challenges, and there's just not much there, and it's almost better in retrospect now. It's almost better to go back and play now that you can pick up these games for so cheap. You can pick up a Dreamcast for so cheap. It's kind of better to go back and look at them now, whereas before, when you were paying full price, this is in the days when the kind of pricing structures that we have now, like games can release at any price they want now because of digital releases. This wasn't really the case then. All games were the same full price cost, and like you couldn't help but feel a little bit stung buying this. I'm going to run out of time here. So strict, so strict. And there's the goal. But again, I didn't feel like I made too many mistakes. It's not like I crashed and flipped my truck. Yeah, let's restart this. It's often a good tip with this game to follow Lizardtail because he'll take shortcuts that you might not notice. So I'm going to try and watch him as much as I can. One of the things that I really liked about this game when it came out was the little things in your cab. So you can see those shades kind of sliding around and the little trinket hanging off the mirror swinging around. That seemed very, very impressive back when this released in arcades, and it's something that I really liked, and I kind of don't even notice these days. Let's get a slipstream. Okay. Try and get a slipstream here. And you need like a couple of seconds to get the slipstream really, so you've got to set it up. So you can see here there's two routes that we can go. We can go forward or we can go right. And Lizardtail will take different ones. You can kind of force him down one if you want. But I normally try and stick to the main route because the shortcuts are often really tight turns and the turning in your trunk's really tricky. Oh, okay, so I'm going to follow him down here. So this is a shortcut. It's got a time ban on it, so I feel like that's going to help instantly. We've got an extra, 3 seconds, 5 seconds? Nope. You need to crashing really does slow you down. Get the slipstream, come on. Another, no. I don't know if you can hit this twister. I'm assuming not. Oh, real tight turns. Okay, we've got 5 seconds left. Really need to hit this. I need the extra 3. Okay. I've done this. Yes. Brilliant.
Keep up the good work, just like you're doing.
Tons of money. Got an extra $5,000 for being ahead of Lizardtail, whatever his name is. Okay. So, slightly more complex in that there's one more corner. Let's put this away. Yep, beautifully done, beautifully done. Beautifully done. Not so beautifully done. Okay, I still did it. Guessing I'll lose, yeah, I'll get a little penalty for crashing into those boxes. Oh, I got the muffler! I got the muffler. Dallas to Las Vegas. So you can switch, you can select normal or hard difficulty, and that takes the place of what kind of trailer you put in. And I always take normal because I barely ever make the normal stages, to be honest. I don't know how much more difficult it is with the hard one. I never ever take them. Oh, so slow to get going. I've got to say, this game was infinitely cooler in the arcades because, as you can imagine, a kind of arcade setup. The machine was actually quite similar to the Crazy Taxi machine. If you've ever played at the Crazy Taxi in the arcades, you kind of stood up as you're playing it, and they have a little seat that you can lean against, really more than sitting on it. But with 18-wheeler, you've got a huge steering wheel on the arcade machine to mimic the 18-wheeler massive steering wheel. And just that makes the game feel so much cooler. You feel like you're in this big cab. Whoa. And yeah, quite different to a lot of the other racing games of the time, really. But yeah, it's very similar to the Crazy Taxi machine. That's also a stand-up one. Crazy Taxi is a great game, isn't it? This is definitely the age where Sega were trying to take any kind of mundane driving task, like driving a taxi or driving an 18-wheeler truck, and make it exciting and monetize it in an arcade machine. I suppose the concept of 18-wheeler has kind of come back in recent years with the release of Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator, which on the face of it, similar to 18-wheeler, on the face of it seem completely mundane. And to be fair, the Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator, the gameplay is very mundane, but that's kind of what people like about it. People find them very relaxing, and you can stick your internet radio station on and just drive from Manchester to Amsterdam or something. I don't know. there's something about those games. They're very different to 18-wheeler. 18-wheeler is obviously it's racing and it's yes, you know, you very quickly racing and you smash into other cars. If you do that in Euro Truck Simulator, you're not getting very far. You're not earning any cash. I feel like we've been playing this for 10 minutes, and I think we're the majority of the way through the game. There might be one more stage, but so we might be finishing the entire game in this quick look. Oh, it's reversing. Reversing. This is an extra challenge. It's just reversing in a straight line though, so it's not that much harder. I feel like it's actually easier than the last one. Asphalt Cowboy. Not worth spray painting the top of the trailer really, because nobody, unless you're in a helicopter, nobody's going to see the top. So I feel like that was a waste of time. I got the engine. Brilliant. Las Vegas to San Francisco.
Please select a trailer.
Oh, it's got the little San Francisco trolley thing, but no, we're going to. This one looks much more difficult. This looks heavier, if anything. Oh, it's nighttime driving. Let's do it. Looking forward to seeing where Lizardtail smashes out of this time. You really can't see much in your third-person view with this trailer. The Las Vegas to San Francisco is a drive that I've actually done, but in reverse, from San Francisco to Las Vegas. So I'm looking forward to seeing how accurate and true to life this stage is. I'm sure it's very accurate. Driving through the desert, getting slipstreams on massive trucks that are trying to run you off the road. It's very dual, isn't it? Okay. Oh, got some great speed here. The little sound bites that come from Lizardtail get very, very old very, very quickly as he repeats them in every stage. Okay, get another slipstream. Yep. Flying. Oh, maybe wasn't supposed to go up here. Okay, oh, maybe it's a shortcut. Like building the road as I'm on it. This could go very, very wrong. Oh, okay, little time bonus there, almost went flying off. Faster, faster. Is this going to be a big jump? Well, kind of. Smashing this one. I feel like I've got loads of time. I've got over a minute. Maybe it's just a long course. Oh, getting into San Francisco now, aren't we? It's getting a bit city-ish. Very, very accurate. Very true to life. Definitely took that long when I did it. Oh, big hills. This is San Francisco, isn't it? Let's get slipstream down the hill. Yeah. I don't think this would happen in real life. Well, just have, mate. Still got 30 seconds. Denny's. One of the great things about Sega games of this era is they're all sponsored by like real brands. And Sega went through a spree of selling ad placements in all of their games. So you've got Denny's in Texaco in 18-wheeler, and Crazy Taxi's got KFC and I think Pizza Hut all around it, which are obviously taken out. If you play the modern kind of HD remasters of Crazy Taxi, they've got no KFCs or Pizza Huts in anymore. No, didn't beat the rival, but still made it. And they don't have the Offspring official soundtrack either. But still, I think it's quite good. As much as advertising's really crap and cheesy, I think it fits quite well seeing Denny's at the side of the road while you're bombing it around. That's it, the Dreamcast 18-wheeler stuff. I'm pretty sure Dreamcast is one word. Nobody told the people who made this game. That's the entire game. That's all of 18-wheeler. Wow, what a game. This, in 2018, this would be a mobile game in scope. You'd be downloading this from the App Store. But no, this was a £40 game. 40 or £50, I can't really remember how much Dreamcast games were, but full price. Still quite good. I think 18-wheeler is kind of worth playing. If you can pick this up cheap, if you've got a Dreamcast, I think it's pretty cool. That's it. Exciting great. We're just zooming in on some cement. The end. It's the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me, as always, to watch all of 18 Wheeler.
Enter your name.
If you like the video, drop a like on it. Tell me in the comments what you thought of 18 Wheeler. 18 wheels. They've really got 18 wheels on them. I can kind of only see like
Game
6.
over.
I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time on another Virtual Boys video. Bye, 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 bye.